Today I'm going to make almond biscotti. I have 1 1/4 cups of almonds on a tray. I'm going to place them in the oven at 350 degrees just to lightly toast them. Measure out 1 cup of the almonds and set 1/3 cup aside. Take the 1/3 cup of almonds that you toasted, place it on a piece of wax paper, fold it over, and with the rolling pin, just crush them. Next, in your processor, place 2 cups of flour, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of granulated sugar, and 1 stick of chilled butter. I sliced it into pieces. It has a grainy look to it. Take this and transfer it to a bowl. Into this, we're going to place our chopped nuts and the slivered ones. Go ahead and toss that together. Set that aside for a moment. In a separate little bowl, we're going to crack 3 eggs. To the eggs, you're going to add 1½ teaspoons of almond extract. Beat that well with a fork. We're going to add the egg mixture into the dry ingredients. Mix that in. I'm just going to use my fork. Just mix it until it's all incorporated. It's going to be wet. It's going to be a little sticky. Once that's pretty much incorporated, I'm actually going to use my hand now. Just keep rolling it around a little bit until it's all incorporated. As you can see, it's sticky and wet. Turn it out onto your board. Roll it in a little flour. Add flour on top and roll it together. I'm going to separate this into 3 pieces. Make 3 separate little logs. If you have to add a little more flour, you should do that, but don't overdo it. I tend to use 2 baking sheets because they do spread. This is an ungreased pan. So I'm just going to bake them on 2 separate sheets. Put one in the middle shelf and one on the bottom shelf, and then I'll switch them in 15 minutes. And you can see how they have a spread. After a ½ hour, we're going to remove the biscotti. We're going to transfer these to a cutting board. Okay, you can take your knife and carefully slice them on an angle. Just carefully transfer them back to your baking sheet. Once you've sliced them, you'll be able to fit them all on 1 baking sheet. Return them to the oven to bake for another 30 minutes. Once you've flipped over the biscotti, return them to the oven to bake for another 15 minutes. After the biscotti are finished baking, move them to a cooling rack. Allow the biscotti to cool completely. After your biscotti have completely cooled, if you like, you can dip them in chocolate. You can dip it and then take a knife and spread it along the sides. And just lay it on your wax paper. Melted my chocolate in the microwave. Find that easy. Dip it and spread it and sprinkle with some almonds. They seem to be sticking on the wax paper, so I moved them onto the cooling rack to dry.